Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Denise joining us. Hi, Denise.
Hey, Amanda. Hi, guys.
So we have an exciting video. We've seen a lot of questions about this. It's like, do they have free will or do they not have free will? Can you give them free will or can you take free will away from them? Are you taking away something they've already had before? So we're actually going to talk about free will, and we're also going to talk about how you can notice if you are giving somebody free will and how you can change that with your mental diet. So yes, I'm so excited.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of these questions with my clients too. And I find in my explanation, although it's real and accurate, in a sense it's not, because I have been telling people, well, you give them free will. Nobody has free will in your reality until and unless you give them free will. However, even when you give them free will, you're not actually giving them free will. They still will show up how you assume they will show up, how you expect and believe them to show up. So what you're doing actually is taking away your own power, giving yourself the belief that they can think independently of what you expect and believe them to do, but they still can't. So, for example, if I have an assumption or a belief that Jerry loves and adores me, but I also believe that he has free will, Jerry still will show up always as loving and adoring me, because that's my assumption. He can't think differently than what I assume. So he won't show up as despising or hating me because I think he has free will and he can do whatever he wants. So
you know what? You've nailed it right there. You've nailed it. I think really when people come back and they say, I don't want to take away someone's free will. I want them to have a mind of their own. I want them, to think on their own. But I think really what we want is for them to be spontaneous. I think that's more of what, we actually want, because they've never had free will to begin with. So if they've never had it to begin with, how can you actually take it away from them? They never actually had it, and this is just the way it's always worked, because everyone's a projection of our subconscious mind out, right? They've always have been, there always will be, just because you say, I make the rules and they have free will. Well, no, that doesn't exist. It's impossible. That's in a violation of the law. That is actually violation of quantum physics at the at that quantum scale. It's impossible. It's like saying to the Planck scale, do whatever you want, Planck scale. No, it can't. You can't do that. It has to bubble up to your command, to your thought. That's what happens.
And you're right. Spontaneity. We want the surprises. We want the, oh my gosh, they said this thing and I didn't even know it was coming. It was so beautiful and great. You can still have that.
Exactly. I want them to tell me that it was their choice to be with me. Well, guess what? They already think it's their choice. You intend it. They think it's their choice, right? You tell them, then they think it's your choice. But if you think it and intend it, they'll automatically think it was their idea.
Exactly. Yeah. So and then some thoughts, the thoughts that we have that give people free will, or at least give us the assumption and the belief that they have free will. So this is things to look out for, right? Anytime you want to deliberately, consciously change how someone is showing up in your life, look at what they're currently doing, and that shows you what you believe of them. So, if you're trying to get an ex back and they're ignoring you and ghosting you, so you have an assumption that they are rejecting you, that they don't want to be part of your life. So they still don't have free will. They're not doing that on their own. That's your belief and assumption. So looking at that, and now you know what you're working with, and then recognizing all the times that you sit there and think, what are they doing? What are they thinking about? Are they with somebody else? Have they moved on? Have they forgotten about me? Every time you ask those questions, you are assuming that they have free will. But what you're actually doing is clearing the pathway for your belief of rejection to become your reality. So
even when you pose it as a question, you're still creating it, because your subconscious mind doesn't know what a question is. You're focusing on third party. You're focusing on them doing something else, not wanting to be with you. There's no question. Just your subconscious mind doesn't hear questions or negatives. And so, it's like, are they with somebody? All your subconscious mind says they're with somebody. That's all it hears. Right?
And looking at it from the aspect of, you wouldn't be asking that question if you weren't afraid that they were.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's nailed it exactly. That's why questioning never works. So our subconscious mind can't see questions. I almost look at it like this, like Pictionary, okay? If you can't draw what, like you can't make a picture of what, other than like a question mark, but that doesn't count. You can't picture what. Like all your subconscious mind does is straight pictures. So when you say, okay, well, is he with somebody, another girl? And all of a sudden, all your subconscious mind pictures is him with another girl. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no question. Like, how do you picture a question? You don't. You can't. Same with negative. Okay. He's not with another girl. Again, how do you picture the not? You don't. You picture him with a girl. That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
So now you just want to picture yourself with him.
That's right.
He's with me. He's thinking about
you can picture the other. Now this has turned into a third party thing, but that's fine. Okay, but you can't, because there's been so many questions. I need to clear this up. Okay, like I got inspired here. Okay, but you can picture him leaving her or her finding someone better. That is still okay, because if you say, look, if you think about them together and then you counter that with, no, I intend that they break up. You can picture that, and her finding someone better. Then guess what? You can picture that, because now you pictured her with someone different and him alone. And then you say, no, he's going to be with me. Now you put you in the picture. So do you see how that works, right? So totally okay to focus on her finding someone better and then breaking up, because you can create a picture of them breaking up. When I say they broke up, I see this big fight in the middle of like a bar parking lot. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know me. You don't know me. Oh, no, you didn't.
Everyone's recording it and posting it on social media.
You know what I mean, right? So, you know, so that's the way to sort of how I think about it, right? You know, and if you're quiet enough and you listen and you look, you can actually see, you know, what words will come up, conjure up what pictures. So like when I say wealth, I remember, you know, all the coins with Scrooge McDuck, like, you know, like DuckTales, you know, going, okay, like diving. So that's my picture. And then success, I always picture like a runner with his arms up going through that red tape, like, hey, I won, you know, and these like gym shorts and runners, like those are the two. So there's zero resistance to those two words for me, where I can actually see the picture that flashes up when I say those words, right? So
yeah, and that brings me into my response for when you find yourself starting to assume that you have free will, bringing it back around, people,
right?
So I always tell people, the minute you catch yourself, the minute you consciously find yourself doing the what if, or what are they, or what, stop and say or think to yourself, what do I want? Like, of this question, what do I want the answer to be? And now you know what you want to start thinking or picturing or visualizing or imagining. So, you know, is he thinking about what do I want? Oh, I want to know that he's just thinking about me constantly. He's thinking about me. And then you just picture him sitting there at his desk on the computer, just thinking about you.
Exactly. And then, you know what, even start adding in there, what do you want him to think about you?
Yeah, he thinks I'm amazing. He's remembering all of the good memories that we had, or whatever it is, he, she, they.
Yeah, he wants to apologize. He loves spending every minute with me. I think I'm the best. He says that we get along, that we're the perfect couple, that he can't see himself with anyone but me, you know?
Yes.
Those are so great. Guys, write those down. Rewind, write them down.
I'm the only one he sees a future with.
That's right. Ever. Right.
I'll for as long as I want. Yeah. And also I like to practice mental diet for that specific situation too. So not just the mental diet for what do I want and what am I trying to create, but also the mental diet for what am I believing in and where are my thoughts going. So when you start to do the what ifs and then it's like, well, let's apply mental diet to, oh, I'm the only one with free will in my reality. They're doing whatever I think they're doing. My thoughts create, you know, persistent thoughts will manifest. So repetition. I want to continuously think that my thoughts create. I'm the only one with free will. So on and so forth. And then you find that the what ifs and all those start just diminishing, and you just automatically find yourself in the situations where you are now preemptively deciding what people are doing and what they're thinking and what's going to happen in your reality.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was thinking about this today. Like, that is so dead on. I was thinking about this today. You know, every thought counts, and every thought that you put towards something, even though you may not see the change right now, it's still one more thought towards that team and that side and that goal. And you get enough piled up there, and you hit enough of the stories, boom, you make that change and balance tips, and all of a sudden, boom, it happens now. And it usually does happen really fast, because it's almost like, let's say there's 20 stories about why not, right? You get down to like 5 of them, you get changed, right? Okay, great. Then, you know, the other, you know, 2 more, then you're at 7, but you still got what, 13, right? Or 12, well, my math, you got 13. And then finally you get down to like 3, and then all of a sudden you hit that like 3rd one, and then there's still a couple stories, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. Boom, all of a sudden it changes really, really fast. So everything that you say and you create right now, even though it doesn't show up, is still investing in it showing up tomorrow. And, you know, and not one thought is wasted. Never. Not one thought is ever wasted. If it doesn't actually switch it, it actually starts to put weight on the lever to start shifting it. And, you know, you do enough of that over enough period of a time, it is going to shift. Trust me, I've changed so many things in my life. Like, seriously. You know what? I didn't always have a business. I didn't always have a wonderful life, you know, and it was just a matter of being persistent on what I wanted and pushing enough of those over to be able to flip it finally, you know. And when it does happen, sometimes it happens really fast. Then you question, did I really want it?
Am I ready for this?
Right?
Of course I'm ready. I'm always ready. I was born ready. Yeah, I like that you said like the reference of the scale. Because I think of that too, like it's like a tipping point. It's like or like over the hill, like you get over that hump, because you just keep piling on those new intentions, those new thoughts, those new affirmations, and you're not seeing anything, but it's building, they're stacking, it's moving.
It is. And then you start to see little bits of evidence. And I think what some people call that is birds before land. You start to see that little bit of evidence starting to happen. Good, keep doing it. That means keep doing it. It's working, you know. It always meant it, you know, as soon as you have a thought, it's working. But if you need to see evidence.
Right. So yeah, hopefully that helped clear up some stuff about free will and third parties. And
that's awesome. It's definitely right. Mental diet. How to know when you're giving people free will. So guys, let's recap. You know what? Nobody has free will. You can't give them free will, even though you think you give them free will. Probably what you're looking for is someone to be spontaneous and to actually say that they choose to be with you. That's fine. Create that for sure, 100%. And yeah, watch questioning. Start, instead of questioning, like Denise said, ask yourself, what do I actually want right now? And start focusing on that, right? Awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Denise, for sharing that. Amazing. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Oh, and of course, I don't need to say this, you all know, but Denise is available for coaching. Link in the description. We are still having a special this month. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.